This album started as a tribute to one. Now it's a tribute to both. Let's go inside the vinyl. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Inside the Vinyl. I'm your host, Tim Bianconi. If you would go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel below, that would be greatly appreciated. If you could also hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we put out new content, that would be appreciated also. And we recently started a Facebook page, so if you go to Facebook, search Inside the Vinyl, should be able to find the profile. Go ahead and give us a follow. In the coming weeks and months, we're hoping to make that a little more interactive. I'm trying to transfer a lot of the vinyl stuff that I post on my personal Facebook page and move it over to the Inside the Vinyl page. And I want it to be a little more interactive, not so much about just posting links to videos and stuff. I'd like to actually get into some discussions about different albums and different things. So be on the lookout for that, but give us a follow there. So today, I want to dip back into my live album series. I've been focused a lot on greatest hits and unboxing and all that. And haven't really done as many lost classics and live albums as I would like to do. So today, we're going to get back into the live album series, and we're going to talk about a live album that is extremely popular and that everybody seems to love. And it's also not the easiest to find nice copies of on vinyl, but I have one here. Let's see, get that back in there. And I am talking about Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Rhoads Tribute. So there you go. There's the front cover. And then if we turn the back cover, we see the track listing and what I think is a letter, handwritten letter, that Ozzy wrote to Randy. Because again, Randy passed away from a plane crash in 1982. So let's get that set up here. So let's talk about this album just for a few minutes. So the album itself was originally released in April of 1987. Now, of course, Randy died in 1982, so it was recorded before then. It was actually recorded at various concerts from 1980 to 1981. It did come out on the Epic CBS labels. Produced by Max Norman and Ozzy Osbourne. Now, Max Norman, pretty big name, produced some stuff for Ozzy, went on to produce stuff for Megadeth and like tons of other people. This reached as high as number 6 on the Billboard charts and has been certified double platinum for sales of 2 million. So let's go ahead and take a look at this bad boy. Now again, this is a pretty nice copy. A little bit of wear, like up here on the top cover, but other than that, pretty top-notch copy I have here. So again, front cover, back cover. All right, and this is a gatefold. So let's go ahead and open this thing up. And if you look inside the gatefold, hopefully that comes through well on the camera. You can see a lot of random pictures of them on tour. With Randy and Ozzy, and I think it was Tommy Aldridge and maybe Randy Rhoads, or not, of course Randy Rhoads, Tommy Aldridge, and I think maybe Rudy Sarzo that filled out the band on this record. But we can look at a little more of that in a second. So let's go ahead and pull out the first record. All right, and again here, let's see. Looks like this is maybe like a letter from his mom or from his wife. I'm not really sure. I think it's his mom. But a letter to Randy's fans, and of course a lot of random pictures of Randy and just Randy actually, with his mother and his family and all that. So really cool, really cool. Ozzy had a lot of love for this guy, as all of us do, and it was really nice and neat that he went back and released all this material. So. And even 5 years after his death, still went double platinum. So he still meant a lot to a lot of people, just like he does now. So pretty cool. Well, let's go ahead and pull the record out. All right. Again, just the standard, like a standard, I guess, CBS associated blue label in the middle. I guess he wasn't. I guess the Jet Records would only be for like the first couple records before he went straight CBS. But again, there you go. Front record, and then side 2. All right. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the other side. And get this back together. Ooh. Oh, okay. Don't hurt your nice copy of Tribute. All right. So if we pull out the other side, let's see. Yeah. So yeah, okay, I was right. It was Rudy Sarzo and Tommy Aldridge that filled out the band. So, there you see them on this side of the sleeve, and it's got track listings and stuff up top here. And then, of course, on the other side, just more pictures of Randy, but this time more focus on the band and on tour and all that sort of thing. So, pretty cool. pretty cool. You get a lot of different pictures from Randy's life, his family life, and then of course his band life over here. And the record looks exactly the same. This side of the record looks exactly the same as the other. So no reason to pull all that out again. All right, so let me get this reassembled and we can talk about it. All right. So there you have it. Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Rhoads tribute. So, like I said, this was a tribute to Randy Rhoads 5 years after his death. Let's see. I think so. There's 3 Sabbath tunes that are on this record. So of course there was, there was Paranoid, Children of the Grave, and Iron Man. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, those 3 songs were supposed to be included on the Speak of the Devil album. That, of course, most of which was recorded live after, with one of the lineups after Randy Rhoads' passing. And I think those 3 songs were supposed to be included on that, which was just a live album of all Black Sabbath tunes. But they didn't, and they ended up re-recording, the band at the time ended up re-recording those 3 tracks and whatever else. But they are included here along with all of the Ozzy hits from those first 2 records, like I Don't Know, Crazy Train, Mr. Crowley, Flying High Again, Suicide Solution, Goodbye to Romance, No Bone Movies, etc., etc. Let's see, and of course those are some of the key songs. Like I said, I Don't Know, Crazy Train, Mr. Crowley, of course Iron Man, Paranoid, and whatever else. And then of course the album actually ends on the last side with a song called D, which is just a bunch of Randy Rhoads studio outtakes. So just some tinkering around in the studio there. So cool little way to end the album. But definitely a great tribute, a great live album, period. It's very well produced. Everything sounds great, recorded great. I don't know if anybody touched up anything in the studio later. I can't imagine they would want to do anything to touch up anything Randy played. So who knows how much of that there is, if there's any. But yeah, a great tribute, and just shows how much not only Ozzy, but all the fans love Randy. And I know there's all the talk that, towards the end, Randy wasn't happy being in Ozzy's band and was going to leave. Who knows? You hear all that, but, you don't hear it from anybody. You don't hear it from Ozzy, and certainly not hearing it from Randy. So who knows how much of that's even true, and it doesn't really matter at this point. It's just that we have this nice tribute, that you can find. I don't know if this has ever been reissued, like with all the other Ozzy reissues on vinyl, but of course you can find it on any of the digital formats, CDs, whatever else. So I would suggest, even if you don't care about vinyl, or anything like that, physical media, give this album a listen, because it is a killer live record. So that's all I've got for you this time. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we put out new content. I have the rest of my live album series out there. I've also got a series on Lost Classics. I've got a new series I just started recently on Greatest Hits albums and compilations. I've got my unboxing series where we unbox new releases and box sets and different things. I've got some live footage from different concerts and festivals over the last few years. I've got some random disc golf stuff from several years ago, and I've got a couple of short documentary style films that I did for school. So check all that stuff out. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Give us a follow on Facebook, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.